Bindi and Maddie had their hands full, just holding on as the truck hurtled this way and that down winding streets. It suddenly pulled up outside a large timber mill in an industrial area. "This is where my dad works," whispered Maddie. They waited as Bashi turned off the ignition and locked the truck, but not the roller door, before making his way towards the factory. Three men were standing outside smoking cigarettes and sipping strong coffee. Bindi and Maddie peered out to see what was happening, while doing their best to remain out of sight. One of the men called out to Bashi. He looked over at them but didn't look pleased to see them. They called to him again. This time it sounded more like a command than a request. As Bashi joined them, an argument broke out. "That's strange," observed Maddie. "I know those men. They are friends of my father's. I don't know why he would argue with them." Eventually Bashi threw up his hand in expression and flung the keys to the truck on the ground. He stomped off towards the timber mill. Maddie turned to his friend. "I'm going to move closer to those men. We can't hear anything from here." Bindi moved to follow but he stopped her. "You don't understand the language anyway, Bindi. Stay here, I will go." Bindi watched as Maddie crept out of the truck and shuffled his way down the street, hiding behind the wheels of the truck. He quickly dashed over to the next car and crouched down behind it. Now he was directly opposite to where the man was standing. As Maddie listened, he began to piece the conversation. The men were arguing quietly and urgently about something that had failed, something they wanted to try again. In the end, they all agreed on a plan. Maddie crept back to the truck to update Bindi on what he'd heard. As he jumped inside and closed the roller door, the three men strode towards the truck, piled into the front, and started the engine. Maddie and Bindi were trapped. Bashi at the entrance to the factory turned when he heard his truck starting up. Was that an arm poking out from under the roller door? To his horror, he saw Maddie and Bindi waving frantically to him as the truck pulled away down the street out of sight.